How are we going, everybody? It's a freezing day today for us. It's meant to be about 14, but it feels like about 4 degrees. Now, I came outside to get a little bit of this fresh, cold, frosty air that we have, to have a look at these silver birch trees that I have here now. There were 4 clusters, or 4 little forest groups. This is one of them. That's another one there, and you can see as you go further down, you progress down, there's less and less, or fewer and fewer of them in the group. We'll go through it quickly, see what's going on, but this one's obviously the better one. Now, I've been here about 4 years, and when we first got here, there was no lawn. Well, there was lawn, but it was dying off really quick. And this was, in actual fact, a garden bed. So this was a garden bed with mulch, and you can see some bulbs coming up there. Now, we've got some over here. We've got more bulbs over there, meaning these were meant to be garden beds. There was no edging. And it was struggling, and the plants were struggling, so we dropped some irrigation in. You can't see it now. I literally laid it, here it is. And someone's disconnected it because we've been mowing around here. There's a connection to it. All right, so that goes around the tree. 1 second. So this is the drip system. Obviously this part's above the grass, but the rest of it, follow it through. You can see how the grass has grown over it. What we did is during the hot weather period, summertime and all that, and not so much this year. It's been about a year since I've turned this one on, obviously, because you look at this, it's been disconnected. It's been feeding the plants. Now, why am I talking about irrigation? Is because these silver birches are known for drying out of nowhere, so they can just curl up and dry up completely and die on you. This cluster I've managed to survive, and I kept some of these ones going. The ones down the end where the olives are, I purposely took them out, but I kept the last patch. So they've all been hydrated. But what you'll find also is when they do get that moisture, they need a bit of water. They're very shallow rooted and very softwood too. So I like wood. What do you want? Really? They're very shallow, well, very softwood, I should say, light wood, and they dry up quickly now. Because of the extra water that we had given them and allowed the grass to grow through and blanket the root system so it's not aerating or drying out. So the grass itself acts as a mulch or a blanket over the top. For the silver birch, I find that it's a lot better than just mulching. Otherwise, you need to maintain the mulching on them. Otherwise, they do dry up real quick. These have started putting up a lot of suckers, and that's, well, not suckers, but shoots from the base. Now this has just been cut off with my Lowe's number ones. Quite a large one. I've got to get it back here with the handsaw and cut that off flush. Never leave it like that. So if you're going to prune a branch off down below like that, make sure you clean it nicely, as close to the trunk as possible. That just becomes gnarly, and that's just the recipe for disaster. But for now, that's okay. I've got to come back. I didn't bring my tools here. And the other one, if you just quickly swing over here, have a look at this. No, she just stopped. Well, what she's doing, she's nailing on the dead wood there. This is another silver birch. Obviously, this one was going to heaven. Well, went to heaven before I got here, and I've left these branches, these dry branches in place. But have a look at it. Have a look at the crack. Come over. Can you see the crack? Is it open on that side? Yeah. Look at that. It's gone. Can't even tell if that's borer. That is borer. On this one, there's grass growing through the middle of it. Look at that. All right. We'll get that out afterwards. We've got to cut all this back. This is the time of the year, folks, to go around to your trees and have a look and see what's growing, what isn't growing, and what is dead actually on the tree, because you've got to remove it. Dead wood, dead disease damage wood is what you've got to take out. This one here, broken, dead. You can see the discoloration on it, obviously. See, there's still green leaves here. If you're trying to recognise what's dead and what isn't, just watch yourself there. That's dead, and it goes on. So all that's got to get cut back to there. That's all the new growth. And when you do get growth like that, and that's a typical reaction for a tree that's got a strong root system, or fairly strong root system, and then wants to survive, but the top half is given up, you can't leave all that like that. So you've got to pick through it and find the strongest branch that you're going to make your central lead, or maybe 2 or 3, and grow it back up again. For now, I'm just going to, well, for now, because I came with no tools, that one's holding a bit of moisture in it. No, I'm not going to just do it by hand. So that's still alive there. Look at that. That's still alive. Half of it's alive. That's all got to come off here. All that's going to come off here. We're going to leave these 2 up here to grow up as a fork. maybe keep one of these or two down below, so we might end up having 2 or 3 branches growing all the way to the top. See that? That there is all dead on top. Cut that off there. Leave this to drain out there. There's another one on the other side, there, down below. So that's our fork there that we have. Or we may even keep this one here. I should have come prepared, huh? I couldn't resist, folks. I had to go and get the tool. It's about 400 metres away, but who's complaining? I've cut that on the angle, as you know. If you don't cut it on the angle, we've cut it completely flat. You don't want water sitting on it. Well, that's the theory. Then we'll cut the other one off too. That one's gone too. Get rid of some of these little suckers down here. Like that there. Okay. What do we got here? I'm not sure if I'm going to keep any of this yet, folks. Just cleaning up all these side branches because obviously I don't want it to be so bushy. So we've got one there. We've got one up here. Let's have a look. But then we've got 2 up here. That's got a growth there. That's the main one. That's the one that's come out of the side. Yeah, I'll take this one off. Like that. And honestly, if I was to keep both these two, I think that's too much. Yeah, take this one off. I could have cut this all the way back down to there, but I'm okay with this timber. It's okay, it's holding on. Okay, so if I take that off, then I've got 1, 2, 3 branches. That's 4, that's too many. Cut that off there. Like that. It's looking better already. Now that's forking out there. Get rid of all these bottom branches. We might leave those, that's okay. This is going to be a new trunk for us basically. It's quite an awkward spot. I'm hoping it survives. If it doesn't, we'll end up taking that branch off completely. That is this one here. And just leaving this to train up, so we'll end up having 2 from up there. Not as far down as the others, but that's okay. Even though I took these off, I don't mind. Like again, keep the moisture up. This will sucker up again around here. It'll find its way back, and then if I want to grow another branch back in, it'll grow back and I'll train it. But for now, we'll just work with what we have and just take this branch off. And from what it was, hey Jack, yeah mate, you want to move out of the way? Come on, get up, good boy. That's the way. Let's cut this one off. How are we going to cut this off? That angle? Yeah. Oh, is that what's stopping me? Cut that off too. Yeah, it's quite an awkward back. That's not a really good looking cut, is it, huh? I don't like it really, but good times and rock and roll, folks. Look what's going on in here. I'm going to try and keep this tree, but I don't think it's going to last forever. Hey, Cara? No kisses, no, come on. People are watching. Come on, out of the way. Move, move. Sit. Seriously, seriously, just go sit over there. Go. Where's the rabbit? This way. Go. Looks every time. All right, you didn't get sucked in, she's back. Go away. Come on, sweetie. All right, now look at this. We've got a borer in here, folks. This has all been chewed up. This tree is literally hollow. Look at this mess. Wow, okay. I think we might be just taking this tree out completely. I'll give it a chance, see if it survives. That's part of the roots that's dead. Now I'm going to wreck the blade on this now. All right. Yeah, that's gone. Look at it. It's hollow all the way in. Look at this. When you see sawdust, that's a bad sign. Who knows how far in it's gone. Yep, it's all the way here. Now, let's see if I can save this tree. I doubt it, highly doubt it, because I've got, look at this, I've got grass growing up the centre of it. So it's hollow. Now, it's hollow all the way in here, and I dare say the borer's already gone about 30 or 40 centimetres all the way up this trunk. And I can see cracks in here already, so if you have a close look here, you see it's cracking, so that means it's drying out. And it's already dead on the one side, so yeah. You know, we've got a couple of suckers coming up here which are okay and looking fine, but part of this trunk's already dried out. So is that one down there. If I didn't have a borer, would be no problems with this at all. We'd actually save it. We'd take this bottom limb off, leave this one trunk. But the fact is, look at it, it's wobbling. So this tree's going to go. So at the end of the day, we'll see what we can do with it. If we can save it, folks, I'm going to give it a go. If I can't, well, what I do want to do is have my silver birches. I want to have maples, some more silver birches, olives and silver birches down there. And that's the way I'm going to design this little area here. But I'm going to persist with these little trees here. Hopefully they do well. Now, you can treat trees that have been affected by borers. Thing is, you've got to catch it at early signs. You can't get it at this stage here. This is far too gone for me to even consider trying to save it. What I can do with this, for example, clean all this out, get all this sawdust out of here, get inside there and scrape out anything that's soft or decaying away and fill it in. You can fill it in with plaster of Paris or even some mortar mix. It's crazy, I know, mortar mix, that's the stuff you lay bricks with. I've seen it done and it works a treat. It's a case of how well you can clean it inside, but you need to catch the borers first. Now, how do you do that? In this case here, it's so far in, it's going to be virtually impossible, but if you've noticed early signs of, and what it is basically a little hole in the side of your trunk or branch, and there's a little bit of sawdust falling down, and it is literally sawdust. That's all it is, it's things like that. Now, if you see that, what have we got in here? Oh, we've got a little soldier beetles. Now, if you see that appearing on the side, you need to go back and plug it up. Again, plaster of Paris or whatever polyfiller you have, wood filler, plug it up and paint it over with hydrated lime. Even hydrated lime turned into a putty, like so, not too much water, plug it up. By doing that, you're forcing the borer to push back out again. And when it does, you go fishing for it. So you really got to spend a lot of time monitoring. It's not going to happen in a couple of minutes. It's going to take a few days to work with it, and you need to visit it regularly. And now with COVID restrictions in Victoria, if you've got this problem in Victoria, you've got plenty of time. Pull up a sun chair there, get yourself your favourite drink, sit back, rug up, and wait for the borers to come out. And as soon as they do come out, get your little fishing hook or your clothes hanger hook and get them out of there. Otherwise, you can contact your local arborist, and when restrictions are eased, or if you're in a different state, get them to come out there and they can treat the tree, obviously with a chemical, something that we can't get our hands on as a home gardener. And I prefer the first option, or otherwise cut it out completely and start again and pick a tree that's going to be a bit more tolerant than a silver birch, unfortunately. Full day, you thought this one went dormant early. Yeah, about 2 years early it did. So this one's got to come out completely too. So don't be fooled by a tree that looks like it's dormant. Dead, disease and damaged wood on your trees, check it out in your garden. And if you've got anything like that, get rid of it before it's too late. Check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. We've got some great grow tunnels and 3-in-1 flexi garden frames for your winter protection in your veggie garden and flowering beds. All at Vasili'sGarden.com. From me, Vasili, Maresi.